Hello, welcome back to another one of Rusty Reactions. I'm Rusty, coming at you with another reaction. Now, this article dropped a couple of days ago. I thought I might touch on it because it's all a bit of a bizarre world we live in nowadays. With the COOF and the restrictions and the government handling and just a lot about it that doesn't seem right or in the best interests of communities out there. So this article goes on to say rescue dogs deleted by New South Wales Council due to COOF restrictions. I read that and I thought, I believe it. Councils have they've got a hidden agenda when it comes to things. They do things the way that sometimes you would think that wouldn't be practical or in the best interests of the communities that they're representing. Hence, being persuaded by big developers and multinational companies coming into their sort of areas, and the council's abiding by the fact that they're going to boost populations in the areas so we can get a Woolworths or a on-the-run service station and 24 hours McDonald's, because the population isn't at a level where these big companies can come in and start changing the local fabric, may I just say. But this decision here from a local council in Cobar area just blows the mind. And it just goes to show the restrictions and the level of unawareness to a steady navigation through this whole COOF situation, in my eyes. Several impounded dogs due to be rescued by a shelter have instead been deleted by a rural council in New South Wales under its interpretation of the COOF restrictions. Interpretation. So local councils haven't even got the right information and the right direction of rules that it should follow. Alarming animal activists and alarming animal activists and prompting a government probe. Bourke Shire Council in the state's northwest deleted the dogs. I'm just changing my words up a little bit so the algorithm can be a little bit more favourable in my video. Deleted to prevent volunteers at a Cobar-based animal shelter from travelling to pick up the animals last week, according to council's watchdog, the Office of Local Government. So they had some rescue dogs there. And the Bourke Shire Council and the local members there, council members, decided that they would just delete the dogs to prevent rescuers coming in to rescue them. Let that sink in. Rescuers were going to rescue dogs. The local council stopped them, and their big plan was to kill the dogs. Delete. Are these people fucking morons? These people are making decisions on your behalf, your community's behalf, and they're willing to do this. Council decided to take these course of actions to prevent its employees and community, including vulnerable Aboriginal populations. What about your whole population of your community as one? Or did you think that that would be more of a bullet point that people can lean on to justify your actions in doing this, in deleting these dogs out that were going to be rescued? From risk of the COOF transmissions, a spokesman from the government agency said. Well, now comes the dribble. Now comes the, we'll just leave this little statement here, refer to this statement. Any questions, you can just email them to our office. Thank you. The spokesman said the agency was examining the circumstances of the incident to find whether companion animals and cruelty prevention laws had been broken. They're going to look into it. Dogs that were going to be rescued, which were denied, so they deleted them. We'll look into it. A source for a familiar... The source who is familiar with the arrangement said the shelter volunteers were distressed and had COVID-safe measures in place to handle the dogs. I bet you they did have COVID-safe measures. How do you think supermarkets are getting stocked up? Essential workers can go and do their essential work. How McDonald's can stay open. You can't go out and you have to exercise for an hour due to lockdown, but you can go and get a McDonald's burger. We are deeply distressed and completely appalled by the callous dog shooting, and we totally reject Council's unacceptable justification that this killing was apparently undertaken as part of the COVID safe plan. More dribble. Refer to our first statement. Course of action to protect its employees and community. Where in that is it protecting the dogs in their communities? With rescuers that were going to come in and rescue them. Don't you think they had a COVID safe plan? Don't you think that they can pick up dogs and transport them in a COVID safe environment? Oh no, but it was under our interpretation of the of the COOF restrictions that these measures were taken. Who is in charge? Who is making these decisions in the council, the Bourke Shire Council? They should be sacked. There is no justification for this action at all. These animals should have been rescued under their protocols that they had been rescued in before. And this takes me to these riots over in Melbourne. All these rioters over here that seem to be fighting the good cause. Look, I'm no fan of rioting. I'm not a fan of violent protesting. I'm not a fan of any of that. Leave me out of it. But people need to see some sort of hope when we come into a situation like this. They want to be able to see a light at the end of the tunnel. They want to be able to see hope for what they've been doing for the last 2 years, going in and out of lockdown and restrictions and businesses folding and the livelihoods being destroyed. They want to be able to see hope. How about the councils and all these elected members? How about starting to bring to the forefront all these vaccinated people that have been that have had the vaccination, lifting the restrictions on that that side of the community, seeing some hope. Then the people on the fence that want to take it, that don't want to take it, can start seeing that the people that have had the vaccination are being put in the media and have been called upon to have lesser restrictions on them in lockdown areas because of what they've had. All we hear is lockdowns, forced police activity, fines, businesses going under, shops being shut up. We get a couple of cases in a community and the whole state gets put into lockdown. People want to be able to see hope. People want to be able to see a light at the end of the tunnel. And this is a good time for council members and politicians. Gladys Pablagiglian, whatever her name is, has come out and she's quoting the numbers of vaccinated people, and we've got high records and high numbers and everyone's doing this and it's so great and fantastic. How about starting implementing those vaccinated people and have them have lighter restrictions and more movement within communities because of them have taken the vaccination? Start highlighting positive things. Start highlighting hope, that people that find themselves at these rallies can start looking and seeing a light at the end of the tunnel. Now is the time. And the people that are making these decisions like this, preventing rescuers from coming in to rescue dogs, and then making the call that we'll just delete them, is an absolute disgrace. These people need to be shamed. They need to lose their jobs. They should never work in public office again. They are a disgrace to their communities. They're not preventing or benefiting their communities in any way. They are a disgrace, and they should be ashamed of themselves. So that's my video on that. Like it if you like, subscribe if you shall want to, comment down below what I should react to next, and maybe that might be my next video. So until that moment in time, everyone take care. Bye for now.